Okay, I 100% understand why Marie takes that quiet time to breathe before she begins, because right now I am terrified and overwhelmed. But I think that that is the whole goal of sorting by category, because when you compile all of the same item into one large gathered pile of everything, you can really understand the magnitude of the items you own. You can fully grasp the abundance that you have. And this, I mean, it's shocking to me because I felt like I was very minimal because I've gotten rid of so many things over the past few years that I've been married, and I'm still, it's just a daunting process, but that's part of the growth, I believe. So I'm gonna take a little breather, say a prayer, and get back to you. Every time I think I found all the clothes, I find more, but this is just frightening. So here is what we're working with. Seriously, like, how is it possible to get this bad? So I've got an hour to get all of this organized and sorted through, because that's the amount of time my boys are being watched. And I actually think that that's a good thing for me though, because it is going to allow me an opportunity to get things done and not linger with it. You know things are bad when you can use all of your clothes in a pile as a makeshift tripod for your camera. Okay, so I already said a prayer on my own, and by the way, all of this is not just for my video. I'm going through this process. This has been an opportunity for me to go through it all. So I said that on my own, just for my own mental clarity as I look into this mountain of clothing. That's insane. And so, but I'll give you an idea of basically the way I prayed. So in the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit, amen. Heavenly Father, thank you so much for this day, for my family, for our health, for all the gifts you give me and bless us with. In a special way, I thank you for the clothing items that I have, that you've given to me to wear, to use. Please help me look at this pile, be reminded of your love for me, be filled with gratitude and thanksgiving for you and all that you bless me with that is above and beyond anything that I'm deserving of. I ask you to help me look at this pile, calm my heart that feels so overwhelmed right now, calm my embarrassment for posting this online. And please, Lord, just help me determine what items to keep, what items to get rid of, and I place my trust in you with that. Please help me know which items to keep, and help me bless people through the items that I do get rid of. And Lord, I just need your guidance in this. Help me stay calm and focused on the task at hand. And we thank you, Lord, and praise you, Lord. Amen. Amen. So now I'm feeling a little bit better, and it's time to tackle. So what I'm doing is anything that belongs to my sons, I'm gonna put in here. All of these are clean clothes, by the way. I normally don't throw my clean clothes in piles like this, but since I was doing this video, I figured why would I fold them prematurely if I'm just going to undo them. So anyway, anything that's my son's or something is gonna go here. Quick tip before you get started cleaning, always have some sort of trash bag on hand. That way, if you do come across any garbage, anything to throw out, you have a bag ready to go. Okay, so just removing my little boy's clothes alone, I now have this beautiful floor space right here to work with. That's something important to keep in mind. When you have stuff in your house, whatever items, physical possessions that you have, they are taking up prime real estate in your home. You are housing these items. So really try to consider how much space these items are taking up in your home and in your life. Is it really worth it? Think about how much your house costs per square foot, and then just look at that on the ground in your home and just think about the clutter that you have that accumulates on the floor. Or I know for this normally isn't here like this, but when I look at it like that and you think about the physical space that is housing your items, it can really shift your perspective on the things you keep and things you choose to eliminate. It is time for our decision making. I struggle with making quick decisions, and my tendency is to have this view of my items like, what if I need this someday? And I go to these what if scenarios. But that's something from everything that I've been reading about minimalism and simple living, that you cannot be obsessed over the what if. You have to trust that your needs will be provided for you, even if you get rid of a couple items. And so I think for me, it's all about just trusting that God will provide for me. He's not gonna let me go without clothing, of course. Even if I threw all of this away, relatively inexpensively, I could probably rebuild my entire wardrobe of clothes, or at least, you know, have enough to wear for a week. And I'm blessed with a washer and dryer and access to that. So things can be reused. You don't have to have 1,000 different fabulous outfits. So try and keep that in mind in the back of my head. And when you think about your clothes, sometimes, you know, there's a lot of stuff you don't even wear all that often, if at all. So why do we keep it? Why do we keep it anyway? I don't know. This sweater right here is a perfect example. For me, this sparks joy, so to speak. I remember, this is a thrifted item, and I thought that is so cute. I love the knitting. It's not showing as well on camera, but it's this minty color, and I thought this paired with some sort of really cute dress would be adorable for Easter because it would keep me warm. It has this little pocket, and I don't know, there's something about it that just reminds me of when I was a little girl and I would wear sweaters very similar to this one, and I loved it. But I bought it, brought it home, and I tried to wear it with this dress. It did not look right, and I keep trying to wear it ever since, and I saved it thinking, well, maybe I could do it in a YouTube video because you only see like the top half, and every time I go to put it on, I'm just like, no, this is not gonna work. I just feel like it makes me look super like, I don't know. And I have all these ideas in my head, like, well, what if I find like the perfect little top to go underneath so it looks less strange? It's like, no, it's not gonna work. This color doesn't even suit me. I have very pale skin. We had some good times together, but you do not bring me joy. So long, dear friend. Yay, I have something to get rid of. It's funny because I'm so happy I let that go, but as I see it in my to-go pile, I'm getting sad on the inside. So that signifies to me I'm too attached to this item. So I said a little prayer, and I didn't record it because I was praying, but and I just said, Lord, you know, thank you for giving me this item and the joy that it was able to bring me, even though I never once wore it. So thank you, Lord, for that gift, but somebody else will love this sweater, hopefully. I trust that God will bring it to somebody. Maybe they'll use the fabric for a different project. I don't know, but it's not for me. By the way, if you see this window, it's all gonna get fixed. It's just kind of an awkward shape to find the trim for, and we just haven't done it yet. I'm sorry. Next item, I know it can go, but it's very hard for me, is this coat. We have been together since, I think I was like 9th grade, high school. And I like it. Now that I put it back on, it's funny because I am not a plaid person. I don't like it at all, but my mom saw this when we were shopping together years ago when I was in early high school. And she said, why don't you try this on? And I just would try stuff on if she said. And I loved it. It has these awesome pockets. It's kind of long. It was in one of my Christmas card pictures. Now this is getting hard because I'm trying it on and I see the joy, but when I go to wear it, I don't like plaid or whatever this is, really. Well, and also the arms, if I go like this, they're kind of short, and probably for a normal person, I think the coat actually fits me is what it is, and I'm very short, so normally all of my coats go like this, so I'm not used to my wrists being exposed to the elements, so that's why sometimes I don't wear it, because if I'm gonna be cold, this whole area sees the air, and I'm not used to that. I mean, I know I could wear gloves, but so just there's that problem. When I was pregnant, it just didn't work. And, but I like that it has this hood. I mean, what if I end up in a dark alley somewhere and need to look more thug than I actually am? You guys, I don't know, I'm torn. And this is what happens. You get something like this, I'm looking at my timer on my camera. I've been filming with this on me for about over 2 minutes here. This is getting just insane. I'm spending so much time thinking about and analyzing this coat. Well, I don't know. What do you do in this situation? I don't know. Lord, send me a sign. Okay, well, for now, here's the way I'm gonna look at it. It's really tough, but I made it through an entire winter never wearing this coat. I mean, it's like February now. I haven't worn it. Why do I need it in my life? I just have to let go. I'm too attached. I think I'm attached to the memory I loved when I used to go shopping with my mom as a teenager, and she'd find such cool things that I wouldn't ever have picked out for myself, but when somebody else suggests something and you try it on, it gives you a new feel for it, and you can actually end up loving it. I mean, I wore this, I have so many amazing memories in this coat. Think about it, but am I too attached to this physical object? And I think if my attachment is that strong, it probably needs to go, and I don't know why I'm starting to get emotional, but wow. It's funny how we can get this way when we really come down to thinking about our stuff. Does it spark joy? Yes, but do I need it in my journey? We are making some excellent progress here. Look at that space. Beautiful. Okay, so this is still me getting rid of stuff. I keep finding things that really don't even belong in here, which, by the way, we did this whole room switch where we are moving the boys into a room together, and I moved all of the stuff into our master bedroom so that it'd be easier to sort it and get them switched and everything like that. So that's why I have so many of these things in here. Normally I don't. The interesting thing about all of this is that, to me, my firm belief is that your bedroom reflects how your mind is. This sounds kind of strange, but I just noticed it in my own life as I was younger. I would feel better when I had a clean room, and when my room was messier, there was a lot more chaos going on in my mind. And I think part of that just makes sense because if your mind is cluttered, how are you going to have time to organize your objects, to clean your room? But think about the reverse. Sometimes if you have chaos in your mind, if you clean your room, that can open up the way for your mind to be less cluttered, to have more space to focus and to be neat and tidy. You feel better, you have more energy, and you're thinking more clearly, and you're more focused on your goals. So for me, that's very important about keeping your room clean. I'm not the best at it, never have been, especially when it comes to your master bedroom. That's supposed to be a space that is welcoming and warm, and to foster a positive, beautiful relationship with you and your spouse if you're married, or even just you to have your own clean space if you're single. And so for me, it's very important to keep this area tidy. I don't want to have a lot of my kids' items in here. I don't do kids' pictures in our master bedroom. I have wedding pictures, and this is supposed to be an environment that can foster a nice, wonderful space to focus on our relationship and just be that place of clarity and comfort and relaxation. There's so much going on in the world right now that it's nice to have a space where you can just relax, unwind, and especially bedrooms are a good place for prayer. And so, we see it in the Bible a lot, go to your inner room and pray, don't make a big deal about things. And so sometimes it's just nice to make sure that this valuable sacred space is used to its best ability. As I said in another video, clutter is delayed decisions. It's so true. I mean, when you don't know what to do with something, you just throw it on the floor. You use your floor as a shelf instead of a place to walk, to carry you as you move along through your house. So I'm gonna continue on here. I have quite a bit of stuff to go through and I will keep you updated as I go.